Welcome to the Explainer. If you've ever dreaded the whole car buying process, trust me, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're diving into a massive paradigm shift happening right in front of our eyes. We're looking at a company that literally tore up the rulebook on manufacturing, software, and consumer tech. Yep, we're talking about Tesla. But hey, we're not just here to talk about the cars. We're going to explore the invisible, self-reinforcing digital engine that actually makes those cars possible.
So let's kick things off with a pretty fundamental question. Is Tesla an automaker, or are they actually a tech giant? Because for decades, the auto industry played by a really specific set of rules, right? You design a car, you build it, ship it to a dealer, and the second it drives off the lot, it slowly depreciates. But Tesla? They looked at that and went a completely different route. They basically started as a tech company that just happens to make electric vehicles.
To understand exactly how they pulled this off, here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, we'll look beyond just the electric vehicles. Second, we'll step inside their digital flywheel. And finally, we'll see how they utilize 3 distinct generations of the web.
All right, part 1, beyond just electric vehicles, the paradigm shift.
Think about traditional auto dealerships for a second. It's a legacy model, totally reliant on middlemen, massive physical lots, and, let's be honest, those exhausting in-person negotiations over a cup of stale coffee. Compare that to Tesla's direct-to-buyer digital model. They took the sales process directly to you, the buyer, using nothing but their website and an app. Boom. Instantly, you have total pricing transparency and deep personalization right from day one. You aren't just picking a car off a lot. You're configuring a custom piece of hardware through a digital portal. And that digital transformation doesn't just stop at the checkout screen. It goes straight to the manufacturing floor. Inside Tesla's gigafactories, they aren't running your grandpa's greasy assembly lines. Not at all. They've baked in artificial intelligence, advanced automation robotics, and real-time data processing. It's basically a giant computer building other computers. Because of this, they're churning out these vehicles with unbelievable precision, high quality, and blazing speed. Literally every single step of the process is digitized and optimized.
Moving on to part 2, inside the digital flywheel, the core engine.
So, what exactly is a digital flywheel? Well, simply put, it's a self-reinforcing business cycle. And the absolute keywords to remember here are continuous and exponential. It's a loop. Innovation leads to customer data collection, which paves the way for software updates, which drives product improvement, which, you guessed it, drives more business growth. It's an absolute perpetual motion machine of technological advancement.
If we trace out the actual blueprint of this momentum from our sources, the flow is crystal clear. Investing in personalization captures more personal data. That data loops straight back into better R&D and manufacturing. It's a perfectly closed loop where every single output feeds right into the next input, constantly accelerating. Let's break those steps down. It all kicks off with step 1, massive investment in R&D and those AI-enabled smart gigafactories we just talked about. That flows right into step 2, building high-end, futuristic cars with better performance, which naturally attracts way more users. Now, step 3 is where the real magic happens. Because every single car is connected, having more users generates a mountain of driving data. Step 4 takes all that data and uses it to deploy over-the-air or OTA software updates. Just imagine parking your car in the garage at night and waking up the next morning to find it has literally improved its safety features over the internet. No way, right? And of course, that leads us perfectly into step 5, sky-higher brand trust, insane customer loyalty, and ultimately, way higher revenue.
And hey, if you want hard proof that this flywheel generates actual real-world momentum, get a load of this number, 87.4%. Back in 2021, Tesla hit its highest annual delivery growth rate, bumping global vehicle deliveries up by 87.4% year over year. I mean, for a manufacturing company, that number is just absurd. That very same year, their annual revenue growth skyrocketed over 70% to hit a staggering $53.8 billion. So the flywheel isn't just some neat business theory. It translates to massive, exponential financial success.
But here's the kicker. They don't just sit on those profits. All that increased revenue, it's immediately pumped right back into funding even deeper personalization of the cars. By doing this, they gather even more granular data on the user, and the whole cycle starts all over again, except this time it's spinning with way more momentum and resources than ever before.
All right, bringing us to part 3, utilizing 3 web generations, the technological infrastructure.
You know, Tesla effectively uses literally every single generation of the internet, building it up layer by layer. They use Web 1.0 for static information sharing, Web 2.0 for user interaction, and Web 3.0 for AI and the Internet of Things. It's a highly structured setup where every web generation serves a very distinct, absolutely vital purpose in the buyer's journey.
Starting with the basics, Web 1.0 is really all about awareness. It functions as their modern digital brochure. Tesla uses its official website to offer static, yet super crucial information. Potential buyers can educate themselves, checking out vehicle specs, transparent pricing, the charging network, and safety reports. It does its job perfectly by letting folks learn the ropes without forcing them into a heavy interaction.
But then we level up to Web 2.0, and this is where passive readers transform into active users. This is the hub for interaction and engagement. Customers use Web 2.0 to actually configure and order their cars online. They manage the whole ownership experience right through the Tesla mobile app, schedule service appointments, and engage deeply with the brand on platforms like X, YouTube, and Instagram. Word of mouth, customer reviews, referrals, they all live in this interactive space, constantly building up that brand loyalty.
And finally, we hit the ultimate differentiator, Web 3.0. This is the realm of true intelligence. We're talking artificial intelligence, machine learning, and seriously data-driven personalization. Tesla uses Web 3.0 to harvest real-time driving data from millions of connected cars, a massive Internet of Things network, to train their AI for autopilot and full self-driving, or FSD. This is the exact infrastructure that makes those over-the-air software updates possible, and it's the very same intelligence optimizing the assembly lines right inside their gigafactories.
So let's bring it all together for the resolution: the ultimate competitive advantage.
When you pull all of these puzzle pieces together, the direct-to-consumer model, the AI factories, the Web 3.0 integration, and that spinning flywheel, you get a company that is extraordinarily difficult for anyone else to catch. And here is exactly why. Every single new customer strengthens the entire system. For a legacy automaker, a new customer just means one more depreciating car out on the road. But for Tesla, every new vehicle sold becomes a brand new data-gathering node. Every mile driven feeds real-world data back to the central AI, making the autopilot smarter for everyone else. Every software update makes the existing product better. The car literally improves as the network grows. It's a real game changer.
We're going to wrap up with this core philosophy straight from our source material. Innovation never stops. Tesla hasn't just built a car. They've built a self-improving digital ecosystem that totally relies on continuous motion. And honestly, it leaves us with a fascinating, maybe even a little scary thought. How can traditional automakers, still stuck in the mud of legacy manufacturing and physical dealerships, possibly compete against an algorithm that learns, adapts, and improves itself every single time you press the accelerator?